response, every response that you decide on will have a positive and a negative. It doesn't just have a positive or just a negative. It has both a positive and a negative, right? If I stop smoking, it has the positive of helping me, improve my life, get my taste back, be a better partner, not expose my kids, etc. But it also has a potential negative, which is the withdrawal symptoms, the anxiety that I don't have a way of coping with stress. So that's the first problem, is that every response has a positive and a negative. Mm. And I have to figure out a way of deciding whether to do it yes or no, right? The second part is that there's always at least two responses. I can do something versus do nothing, or I can do something versus do something else. And each of those responses has a positive and a negative. And then the last part is that it's very difficult to predict accurately what the outcome will be, the positive and the negative. Mm. But this is kind of what we've built into our pro-con cloud method, is you have some kind of problem situation, an event that has happened, positive or negative. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that it's consequential. So in the app, we'll ask you, so this thing happened, why is it important to you and the people that you care about? And then we pause you and say, well, look at what you've written. Is it really important enough for you to make a good decision, to take a couple of minutes to actually make a good decision, right? If you say yes, then we go on, okay, what's the options that you have? I can change this thing or not change it, or I can change this thing versus change another. And then what's the unique pros and cons of each of these options that you have? So that helps you to understand why it's such a difficult decision. If you only had one response as an option, and the outcome was always positive or negative, it would be an easy decision. But it's the fact that you always have two responses. Each one of them have got pros and cons or pluses and minuses that makes it complicated. But there is some good news. Even though it's very hard to predict accurately into the future what the positive and negative outcomes could be, we are actually really good at predicting best case and worst case, number one. And secondly, we are actually quite good at predicting our feelings.
Right.
And those are two critical requirements that can help you to get out of the procrastination analysis paralysis. Is don't try to think about what the likely outcome is. Try to think about the best case and worst case situation.